Let me get out my phone too.
Okay, we're live.
All right. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Hari. So today is our first day of Parikrama. And today we're leaving from Sri Navadip Dham, from the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt, and we're going to, on the first day we go to Sri Antardvip, which is Mayapur, has Mayapur in Antardvip, and there is the appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Yoga Pit, and also Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from his place in Surabhikunj in Godrumadvip. He is looking across the Jalangi, the river, and seeing a golden city. And that is, and contains all of the future temples of the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, which is now, so many jewels in this Antardvip. So today we'll start here from the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt in Navadip Dham. Now this is a picture of Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj's Samadhi Mandir. Actually, it's in front of this mandir and in front of Srila Govinda Maharaj's Samadhi Mandir, where the devotees all gather to begin the Parikrama. Now, this is our Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt. Here are the deities of Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar in the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt. Here's our dearly beloved Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, under whose divine sanction we're conducting this Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt virtual parikrama. Okay? Now these are their lordships, Sri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju here in SoCal, as they're appearing today. Okay? Now, this is Srila Govinda Maharaj, who's waiting for the devotees, who will come, and he'll give garlands and sandalwood to all the devotees before they begin the parikrama. Jai Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj, who's now leading all the parikramas going out of Navadip Dham. Jai Shri Yudamanyu Seva Vikram, giving our respects to his divine memory. Okay. Now we're gathering in front of the Samadhi. There's many pilgrims coming. There are about 5,000 pilgrims going on parikramas. Jai Srila Bhakti, Jai Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj in his Samadhi. There you see Ashram Maharaj, Acharya Maharaj, and to his left, that is Nilamani. You can also see behind Ashram Maharaj, that's Mukunda, Madhusudan Maharaj. Okay. Srila Aranya Maharaj ki jai. Aravinda Lochan.
Jagadananda Prabhu ki jai.
There's Srila Siddhanti Maharaj. Now the devotees are leaving them, going out of the mutt and starting the Parikrama. Now for this Parikrama they're going to go to the Sri Mayapur Ghat and take boats across the Ganga. So now they're proceeding through Sri Navadip Dham, leaving. You can see some of the countryside here in Navadip. There's Sachi Dev. Okay. All right, so devotees are now proceeding through the narrow streets of Navadip. Shri Navadip Dham Parikrama, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. That's what it says in Bengali there. There's the Ganga is waiting for the devotees to cross. Devotees are crossing. Because there's so many devotees, they'll have to wait on the other side at Mayapur because, I don't know, so many boats will have to cross, and they'll have to wait maybe an hour for all the different boats to arrive with all the devotees. Yeah, there's thousands of devotees. So it's a lot of boats, and they're going. Now this is arriving in Mayapur. Now this shot is they're arriving in Mayapur. So I want to read something from the Sri Navadip Dham Mahatmya, not Sridham Mayapur. This is from Sri Mayapur and Antardvip. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Sachiranandan, Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Janavi Jivan. All glories to the son of Sachi, Sri Chaitanya. All glories to the life of Janava, Sri Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Navadip Dham Sarvadamasar, Jata Kali Juge Hoila Goravatar. All glory to Navadip Dham, the best of all abodes, where Gora descended during the age of Kali. Nityananda Prabhu Bole, Shunaha Bachan, Sholakrosha Navadip Jata Brindavan. Nityananda Prabhu said, listen to my words, the 32 miles of Navadip are non-different from Vrindavan. Within these 32 miles, there are 9 islands which form an 8-petaled lotus that floats on water. In the middle of the 8 petals, the 8 islands, is Antardvip. At its center is Mayapur. The circular yoga pit in Mayapur is eternal. There Sri Chaitanya performs various eternal pastimes. Its circumference is 6 miles and its diameter 2 miles. The Panchatattva reside at the yoga pit, whose greatness exceeds that of all other places. Very soon it will be hidden by the will of the Lord. The waters of the Ganga will almost entirely conceal it. Someday, when the desire of the Lord becomes strong, the yoga pit will be revealed and the Dham will shine again. So the yoga pit, of course, was revealed by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And this is his writing, the Sri Navadip Dham Mahatmya. The eternal Dham is never lost at any time. It only becomes hidden and then emerges again. My Lord is eternally present in Mayapur on the eastern bank of the Ganga. In the vision of common people, Vishwambar became a sannyasi, left Navadip, and toured other places. In truth, however, my Gauranga never leaves Navadip Dham or the village of Mayapur. The devotees see his pastimes here daily, and you too, Jiva, will see his dancing. So Nityananda Prabhu is taking Jiva Goswami to see the Holy Dham. Now Jiva Goswami, he's the son of Anupama. Sri Sanatana Goswami is the elder brother. Then Rupa Goswami. Then comes Anupama or Sri Vallabha, and Jiva is his son. Now Jiva Goswami, his father Anupama, died while Rupa Goswami was traveling with him from Vrindavan going through Bengal. But his son Jiva Goswami is now seeing all the pastimes, although he appeared later and was not there during the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. He is able to see all these holy places and the divine Leela, the eternal pastimes of Sri Chaitanya in Navadip Dham. Mayapur shines within Antardvip, where Brahma saw Gauranga. O Jiva, if you want to see everything, then circumambulate the Dham and you will be successful. Hearing the words of Nityananda Prabhu, with tears in his eyes, Jiva bowed at his feet. O Lord, if you are merciful to this poor soul, then please personally take me with you on a circumambulation of the Dham. Hearing Jiva's prayer, Nityananda Rai answered, so be it. He said, O Jiva, today see Mayapur, tomorrow we will tour extensively. Having said this, Nityananda rose, and with a joyous heart, Jiva rose after him. Nityananda Rai moved slowly, his body completely overwhelmed by divine love for Gauranga. Shole Nityananda Rai manda manda gati, Gauranga premete deho, suviha balayati. Nityananda Prabhu's enchanting form swayed to and fro in ecstasy, and the ornaments all over his body shone. The feet that Brahma and Shiva cannot attain by meditation mercifully walked in front of Sri Jiva. Remaining behind, Jiva collected dust from their footprints, smeared it all over his body, and proceeded with great delight. So now we'll proceed with seeing the glories of Sri Navadip Dham. This is Sri Antardvip, Mayapur. So the devotees are arriving in Mayapur, and you can see more and more are forming in the streets, waiting for all the boats to arrive. There you can see who was our guide for so many years, 25, 30 years. You can see by Ashram Maharaj, there's Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj, our old guide.
Oh, Pitanggar is there.
Yeah. Now we're getting to our first destination. This is the temple of Srila Bhaktidaita Madhav Maharaj. This is the first stop, first place, and we go in Mayapur. This is the entrance. You see these reliefs along the walls of the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. There's Yudamanyu Prabhu. This is a deity of Srila Madhav Maharaj. There. And this is in his samadhi. Bhaktidaita Madhav Maharaj Ki Jai. The deities of the Panchatattva. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhakta Kyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Okay. This is in the temple of Madhav Maharaj. Are we in the temple of? Okay. Now we're proceeding to the temple of Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj. And this temple is in where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Nandacharya Bhavan. This is where Nityananda Prabhu was staying at the house of Nandacharya, and Mahaprabhu sent the devotees out to find Nityananda. He said, I dreamed a great personality arrived, and he had the flag of Balaram, so go find him. The devotees came back, they couldn't find where that person was. Then Mahaprabhu took them to the house of Nandacharya, and there he saw Nityananda Prabhu, and they fainted when they embraced each other. So this, let's see.
This is the Nandacharya Bhagavan.
Huh?
This is the Nandacharya Bhagavan.
Yes. This is, let's see. And we always go in the mandir here, and Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj, he's a disciple of Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj. In the very beginning, when Srila Govinda Maharaj was organizing the Navadip Dham Parikramas, the population of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt was small, and Govinda Maharaj proposed to Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj that he would make Navadip Dham Parikrama. But Srila Sridhar Maharaj said that, well, we are few, so how will you do that? And he said he would take the help of Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj, and also he would have the help of Yajavar Maharaj, and they would join together. So we always considered that having Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj, who's a disciple of Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Sharanga Goswami, then it was like a continuation of that same devotees joining together. So now Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj, his deities, he's a worshiper of Gaur Nitai. He had a special mood, and he wanted to make a small temple. But Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, no, you're the prominent disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So how you can have a small temple? So Srila Sridhar Maharaj drew out the dimensions of his temple. And then that temple is today, and it's a very nice temple. Here we're inside. There you see, there in the background is Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj. Oops. Here is inside there, like not mandir, and here we always sit and we discuss the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Different devotees are speaking. Here's Acharya Maharaj giving lecture to. There are thousands of people, and they fill up the whole hall. It's a big hall. In fact, they overflowed the hall, but this is, along the wall there is these pictures of all the different leelas. Yeah. This is all along the walls. Very beautiful. You'll see some. Now look at this nice effect they've gotten. They've used cloth. Sri Nrsingadeva ki jai. Mahaprabhu and Charikanda, Radha and Krishna. Here are the devotees going on to proceeding towards the ISKCON Mayapur temple. Please, Kirtan. Do you have Ashram Maharaj and them leading? Yeah, or Acharya Maharaj. Now the devotees are entering into the ISKCON Mayapur temple. Where? Where's Prema? Okay. You see, our party is quite big. This is the Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir in Mayapur. And we're all starting to go up the steps into that mandir. It's very big. You can see this from, you can see it from Goladveep. If you go to the bridge, you can see this. This is a Pushpa Samadhi. They have nice, beautiful Murti of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. All around the Samadhi is all Prabhupada's pastimes painted. You can see on the dome. This temple is, the temple there, this is the Samadhi, and the temple there is the Sri Chandradoya Mandir.
Where is this?
It's the temple room that's
Temple room.
in his Kamayapur.
What's mine?
It's the temple
Yeah,
room.
no, temple room.
There. All the devotees are gathering. They're speaking the glories of Srila Prabhupada and his divine Leela and activities in the West, and bringing so many devotees to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And, Srila Govinda Maharaj has said that Srila Prabhupada is the guru for all the devotees in the world, especially in the Western countries. And when he was in Caracas, there are many tunnels going into the city of Caracas, and Srila Govinda Maharaj said that Srila Prabhupada blasted a tunnel in the mountain of false ego of the West. And he said, through that tunnel we are entering. Srila Ashram Maharaj speaking of the glories of Srila Prabhupada. There's some details there. The Samadhi is very, very, very beautiful. Let's see. Now this is in the ISKCON's main temple. This is Panchatattva. You can see very big deities. devotees of Shishi. That's Radha Madhava, I believe, is their name. Now the devotees are going and they're traveling to the next destination. May No, this is still the Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada. Now they're going. Rudra Deep.
Okay, there's two parts to it.
Okay.
This is starting here.
Who's that? Who, this guy? This guy, Ram Gopal? Okay. Yeah.
Now this is in the temple of one of again. This is in the temple of one of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's godbrothers who would always join with us. Let's see. Now we're arriving to Sri Yogapith, the appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagannath Misha Grihe Korila Pravesh Sachimata Sri Charane Janaye Vishesh. They entered the home of Jagannath Mishra and spoke carefully at the holy feet of Mother Sachi. O Mother, listen, this is Jiva, dear servant of Sri Gauranga. He is very intelligent and very fortunate. As Nityananda Prabhu spoke, Jiva threw himself down like a tree uprooted by an intense storm. He bowed at the feet of Sachi and rolled on the ground. Divine ecstasy surged through his body. Sachi Devi mercifully blessed him, and that day he received prasad in her home. Receiving the order of Sachi Devi, Vishnupriya cooked rice, various vegetables, and other things. Sri Vamsi Varana Prabhu, Sri Vamsi Varananda Prabhu then carefully offered the preparations to Sri Gauranga. Ishan Thakur then prepared a place and fed Nityananda with joy in his heart. With motherly affection, Sachi Devi said to Nityananda, Eat, my child. Nityananda, you are in the home of your mother. Previously, I fed this to Gaurachandra. If you eat it, I will be very happy at heart. At the request of Mother Sachi, Nityananda Rai joyfully ate, and Jiva received his remnants. Jiva said, I am so fortunate to have received prasad at the home of Mahaprabhu in Mayapur. After eating, Nityananda Rai took leave of Sachi Devi's holy feet. As he was leaving, he took Vamsi Varanandana with him. Sri Jiva bowed at the feet of Vamsi. Sri Vamsi Varanandana. Nityananda said to Jiva, this is Vamsi Varanandana. The devotees know him to be Sri Krishna's dear flute. By his mercy, souls become attracted to Krishna and desire to join the rasa dance. Jiva immediately had a vision. He saw Gauranga dancing with his intimate devotees. Jiva saw the Lord's Mahasankirtan and wonderful dancing amidst all the devotees. Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda Rai, Gadadhar, and Haridas were dancing and singing. Seeing Shuklambar and hundreds of other devotees dancing, Jiva fainted in divine love. When he regained consciousness and this vision disappeared, Jiva Goswami wept and lamented, why was I not born a little earlier? I was not fortunate enough to be part of such ecstatic kirtan. The mercy of Nityananda Prabhu was unlimited and infinite, and by its influence, I have attained a moment of good fortune. I want to stay in Mayapur forever. Here, the miseries of material existence will be completely dispelled. The order of the Lord, however, is greater than the desire of his servant, and my heart is palpitating at the thought of leaving Mayapur. From there, Nityananda took Jiva 32 meters north to the house of Advaita. So we're now at the main temple, entering here in the Yoga Pit. This is where Bhaktivinoda Thakur had, when he was magistrate in the government, in the British government, he asked for a transfer to Krishnanagar. And there he searched through many maps and was talking to many persons and looking for the place of Mahaprabhu's appearance. Now that place could not be found so easily because the Ganga had changed course so many times, and nobody could say with certainty where Mahaprabhu's appearance place was. So after Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he inquired, and they said, he talked to some Muslims who lived in that area, and they said that place was like haunted, because only Tulsi would grow there. So then, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur came upon that place where it's Mahaprabhu's divine appearance, and he took with him. He carried with him was Jagannath Das Babaji, right? Jagannath Das Babaji was very old. He was carried in a basket. He could not walk. But when he got to Mahaprabhu's place, appearance place, he jumped out of the basket and began dancing. So this is that. This is that. The Yoga Pit. And as you enter in here, at the very beginning of the entrance to the right side is the place of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's, and here is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the divine discoverer of Mahaprabhu's appearance place. Now this is in the Yoga Pit, and here you see in the center altar is Mahaprabhu with Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya. And to the right is Panchatattva, and there's the deity of Jagannath. And to the left is Radha Govinda. Let's see what it says.
Please don't take care of that place. No one.
Sri Gauranga, that first altar is Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Sri Radha Madhava. It's the name of those deities. And in the center is Sri Gauranga Sundar, Sri Lakshmi Priya Devi, Sri Vishnu Priya Devi. So left is Lakshmi Priya, and then to the right is Vishnu Priya. And the other altar says Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Gadadhar Pandit, Sri Advaita Acharya, Sri Srivas Pandit. So those, yes, Panchatattva. The center altar. And this is the divine appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Yoga Pit in Mayapur. Now this is inside the Nat Mandir, where all the devotees gather. This Nat Mandir is very big, and yep, a little. This is Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj, who would lead our parties for so many years. Now he just recently he passed away. But when I was coming to the Math, when I was in the Math, he was very, very strong. He was old, but he's extremely strong, and always was the leader of the devotees. There you see Bhakti Prapana Tirtha Maharaj and Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj, Shripad Siddhanti Maharaj, Shripad Bhakti Premik Siddhanti Maharaj. Now this is to the side of that mandir. This is actually Mahaprabhu's appearance place underneath this neem tree. You see the neem tree over to the left. There's a holy birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Child Nimai and his parents under the neem tree. This is the neem tree. Jagannath Mishra, Sachimata, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. The devotees are in the Nat Mandir. They're at the Yoga Pit. Now we're proceeding to Srivasangam. So I'll read some more here. From there, Nityananda took Jiva 32 meters north of the house of Advaita. The Lord said, "O Jiva, see the house of Advaita. The devotees met here every day. Here Advaita, here Advaita worshiped Krishna and brought down our wealth, Sri Gauranga, with his cries. So and we'll come to Advaita Acharya's house also. There to the four of them rolled on the ground, then they walked 16 meters east to the house of Gadadhar. Thereafter Nityananda showed Jiva the houses of all the Lord's associates throughout Mayapur. The four of them visited the homes of some Brahmins and then joyfully walked to the bank of the Ganga. Along the boundary of Mayapur, on the boundary of Mayapur, on the bank of Ganga, Jiva saw the temple. Okay, so here we'll proceed to the house of, go through the associates of Mahaprabhu, their places. Okay. Sri Srivasangam, Kolabangar Danga. This is where the all-night kirtans were going on with Mahaprabhu. And the Qazi tried to stop the kirtans by coming and breaking a mridanga. That's this Kolbangar Danga, where the mridanga was broken. The Srivas. So it's said that Mahaprabhu is eternally present in 4 places. He's where Sri Nityananda Prabhu is dancing, where Sachimata is offering Nimai Prasadam, and Srivasangam, where the kirtans are going on, and in the house of Raghava Pandit. So Mahaprabhu is always there. You know, this is inside of going towards Srivasangam. There's a This is Sri Advaita Bhavan. Advaita Acharya and Mahaprabhu. Okay, so now we proceed further. This is all the center of the Chaitanya Mat, which is the main mat in Mayapur. So, and this is the Samadhi where the devotees are walking. This is, all within the same complex. This is Samadhi of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His Samadhi. Jai Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. And here all the devotees are gathering, and they speak the divine glories of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And actually all the temples that we're seeing in Mayapur, they're all through the mercy of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is a city of temples of his disciples. They've all been built, and through the length of Mayapur. So everything revealed here. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur revealed the divine place of the yoga pit, of Mahaprabhu's divine appearance, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur collected for building the yoga pit, and so many of his disciples, they have temples there in Mayapur and elsewhere throughout Navadip. This is all within the samadhi. Now this is the entrance to Sri Chaitanya Mat, the main center. And these are the deities in the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat of Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari. Now these are the deities that Srila Govinda Maharaj, when he installed these deities, he gave the same names and said that our deities are non-different from these deities, the principal deities in the Sri Chaitanya Mat center there in Mayapur Dham. It says it is the parent mat of all the Gaudiya Mat, Sri Chaitanya Mat, Sri Mandir. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju. Under Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. There you see. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari. This is now going to the place of all the holy places are there. So then they also have Radhakund there, and they also have Kutir of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, I believe, coming to there. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Ki Jai. Mayapur is, is very, very beautiful. All of Navadip is so beautiful. And when you're walking, of course, to go through this, we're going quickly. Yeah, but the devotees, by this time, they've started out 5:30 in the morning. It's approaching noon about this time. Yeah. Now the devotees are proceeding down the road. Now we're going towards the Chand Kazi Samadhi, where Mahaprabhu met with the Kazi. After the Kazi had broken the mridanga, then the devotees were afraid, and they said to Mahaprabhu, "What can we do? He has said that he will take away all the possessions of everyone and convert them into being a Muslim. So what can we do?" And Mahaprabhu led a mission of Naga Sankirtan with all the devotees going to the Chand Kazi's house. Now when he got to the Chand Kazi's house, the Chand Kazi was afraid because devotees were there, and they were singing, and they were very loud. They were uprooting trees, and the Kazi hid. But finally the Kazi came out and met Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu said, "What kind of little lower?" Mahaprabhu said, what kind of host are you giving me? I'm coming to your house and you're not even receiving me. And then the Qazi said, well, I saw when you came you were in a very angry mood, so I waited till your anger would calm down a little. Now I'm here to serve you. What can I do? And they had a very beautiful conversation, and Mahaprabhu said that, talked about Nilambar Chakravarti and how then the Qazi, considered that he was, the relative of Nilambar Chakravarti, and he also spoke that everyone calls you Gaurahari. May I also call you that? So then he told Mahaprabhu about, his divine dream and vision, and we'll get to that. This is a long walk, so we're going there, and this is the two trees actually intertwined, Mahaprabhu and the divine Qazi, their meeting place, the samadhi of the Qazi's samadhi. And here Mahaprabhu met with the Qazi, and Mahaprabhu told the Qazi that, in your jurisdiction, you're supreme, and you can stop anyone from observing the Hindu rites or chanting the Hare Krishna chanting. So why now are you not enforcing that? Because, and then he said, because after this incident, when the mridanga was broken, the persons who were there said that, the flames came up and burned their beards, and they also said, and the Qazi said that he had a dream, and in this dream that a lion appeared in his dream and jumped on his chest and told him, if you will interfere with the chanting of the Lord's holy names, I will kill you and all your relatives, everyone. So, and then he says, but that lion said, this time you did not create so much disturbance. So I'm not doing anything severe. But if in the future you will do this, then I will take strong action. And then the Qazi said, and just see, he left some nail marks on my chest. And he showed that to Mahaprabhu. So the Qazi thought better of persecuting the devotees. And he agreed that from that time on, as long as he and his descendants were alive, they would always permit Harinam Sankirtan to occur in Navadip. Yeah. The devotees are worshipping at that place, offering candles. This is a Qazi meeting with Mahaprabhu, as depicted in this painting. Now we're proceeding further down, traveling further. Kirtan party is walking this is a long kirtan, a long Parikrama, the first day. And it's
First day the longest?
Yeah, and it's also Ekadasi. So they're walking on Ekadasi.
The third day was the longest.
The third day may be the longest, but when it's Ekadasi, it seems long. But the devotees still don't get. Devotees don't don't return to the mutt till late on the first day.
Abraham Maharaj would walk the whole Parikrama. He doesn't take breaks or nothing.
Now this is Siddhanti Maharaj, right? And now we're coming, after walking so far, we come to the Jagannath Mandir. I don't know where I find it. I didn't, but it's written in the Srinavadip Dham Mahatmya of this Jagannath being worshipped. And so anyway, we're coming there. This is Niskon Temple. This was also worshipped from long, long time ago, the Jagannath deities.
And that's where we take prasad.
Yes.
Mahaprabhu and Sachik?
No, I'm not sure. This may be from Simantadvip or where we're going, but here this is the devotees at the picnic site.
It's a big temple.
Or all the devotees are taking Ekadasi preparations.
So there's like 5,000 people taking prasad. It must take a long time.
Well, they have truckloads of prasadam that they brought. Okay, so now we're proceeding from the Jagannath Mandir after the picnic. Devotees are proceeding towards Samantadvip, I guess it is in Rudradvip. The rice fields. And this is the Ganga. Now there's a pastime that happens which the devotees relate. Let's see. Which one is this?
Here. And then this on the next page.
And this is Rudradvip, right?
Whatever you that's Chinway to find. I don't know if that's one you're looking for.
This is the beginning. There's a part 2 of Rudradvip.
Okay, so first I wanted to read that Parvati, she comes to meet with Mahaprabhu in, it says here, in Samantadvip. It's here. This is where Parvati appeared to Mahaprabhu. This is in Samantadvip, proceeding towards there. Listen, and I shall tell you the history of this place. Once in Satya Yuga, Shiva, crying the name of Sri Chaitanya, began dancing madly. At that time, Parvati became curious to know who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. She said, "By seeing your astonishing dance and hearing the name of Sri Chaitanya, my heart is melting. Up until now, I have only heard of materialistic tantras and mantras," because that's how they always worship Durga or Parvati. "But these rituals simply lead to the soul's further entanglement in this material world. My dear husband, please tell me about Sri Chaitanya. I think that by worshipping him, I may achieve actual life." Nityananda continued, "While meditating on Sri Chaitanya, Shiva heard the words of Parvati and replied, 'Unto you who are the divine energy of the Supreme Lord, a partial expansion of Srimati Radharani, I shall now explain the crest jewel of all truths. Accepting the mood of Srimati Radharani, the Supreme Lord will descend in the age of Kali at Mayapur as the son of Sachi. His beautiful body, shining like a golden jewel, the Lord, intoxicated with his pastimes of chanting the holy name in kirtan, will distribute the nectar of divine love. Alas for the fate of one who doesn't taste a drop of the flood of love of Godhead. His life is wasted. Just remembering the promise of the Lord that he will come, I am drowning in the ocean of divine love. Unable to maintain my patience, I have given up my own city of Kashi and have come to Navadip. Here in the banks of the Ganges, I will live in a hut and worship Sri Chaitanya." Nityananda continued, hearing Lord Shiva's words, the beautiful Parvati hurried to Samantadvip, constantly meditating on the form of Sri Chaitanya and vibrating his holy name. She became immersed in divine love. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in a mood of mercy and magnanimity, suddenly appeared before her with his associates. His complexion was the color of molten gold. His arms were long, his curling hair beautiful. He wore a long dhoti folded in 3 places, and a garland of flowers swung from his neck. In this way he was very beautiful to behold. His voice faltering in the ecstasy of divine love, Sri Chaitanya, "O Parvati, why have you come here?" Parvati fell at his lotus feet, and with an agitated mind explained her sorrow. "O Lord of the universe," she prayed, "although you are merciful to all, you are the cause of my distress. O deliverer of the fallen, you have given me jurisdiction over all living beings who turn away from you, and I must keep them bound in the material world. I have come into the material world to do this work, and have thus been cheated out of the unlimited divine love that you are distributing. I am Maya, illusion personified. It is said that wherever there is Krishna, there is no Maya. Because of this, I must always remain within the material world, outside your spiritual realm. How will I ever see your pastimes? If you do not offer me a way, I am completely without hope." Nityananda explained. Saying this, the chaste Parvati, in great anxiety, took the dust from the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya and placed it in the part of her hair. This part in a lady's hair is called Samanta, and is anointed with vermilion at the time of marriage. This is how this place became called Samantadvip. The common people call it Simulia. Being pleased with Parvati Devi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told her, "Listen carefully to my words, O Supreme Goddess. As my energy, you are non-different from me. My divine energy takes 2 forms. Within the spiritual world, Sri Radha is the original form of my internal energy. When my divine energy manifests its eternal feature within this material world, Srimati Radharani, the supreme feminine principle, is represented as yourself. Without you, my pastimes could not be accomplished. For as Yogamaya in the spiritual world, your assistance is so necessary to enhance my Leela. In Vraja, you are eternally present as Purnamasi, and in Navadvip, you are present as Prodamaya, along with Shiva, the guardian of the holy Dham." Saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared. Parvati was overcome with the ecstasy of divine love. Filled with love of God as she remains there in her own form as the mistress of Samantadvip, and in her form as Prodamaya she stays in Mayapur. Having narrated this story, Nityananda Prabhu took Shiva Goswami with him and quickly entered Kazinaga. So we're proceeding, the devotees are discussing these divine pastimes of Parvati coming and surrendering to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking his divine dust on her head. Then the devotees will proceed further to Rudradvip. Now, the mandir, which we'll see, has been kind of taken over by the Ganga, so it's no longer. We don't always, we go to another place to on this day of the first Parikrama to Rudradvip. Now, the devotees are proceeding. Avadut Maharaj.
No, it's a Russian devotee. I can't remember her name.
This is Rudradvip. Where's the book about Rudradvip? Right here. While narrating these stories, Nityananda Prabhu and his party arrived at Rudradvip. As they began to look around, Nityananda said, Rudradvip has been divided in two by the Ganges. See how this western island has now moved to the east bank. No one lives on this side of the Ganges now. From here you can see Shankarapur. Even from a distance you can see how it beautifies the banks of the Ganges. When Shankaracharya set out to defeat all his opponents, he arrived here first on his way to Navadip. At heart, he was a Vaishnava, but externally, he played the role of an impersonalist. Actually, he was an empowered portion of Lord Shiva, expert in preaching a covered form of Buddhism to satisfy the desire of the Lord. When he came here, Sri Chaitanya revealed his divine form to Shankar. He said, you are my servant. Following my orders, you are effectively preaching impersonal doctrine. But this Navadip Dham is very dear to me, and so Mayavad philosophy has no place here. On my behalf, Ridashiv and Prodamaya, the protectors of the Holy Land, have spread imaginary, impersonal interpretations of the scriptures, but only to those who envy my devotees. In this way, the cheaters are cheated. However, since Navadip Dham is generally for my devotees and not for the envious, your doctrine of impersonalism should not be preached here. Therefore, you should do your work elsewhere. Do not contaminate the people of Navadip. Realizing the truth about Navadip, Shankaracharya went elsewhere, inspired with devotion. Continuing on, Nityananda Prabhu said, here in Rudradvip live the 11 Rudras. They always chant the glories of Sri Chaitanya. Here's Shiva and his followers dance in ecstasy. Seeing this, the demigods shower flowers from the sky. Once while touring India to defeat all opposing philosophies, the great Acharya Vishnu Swami arrived with his followers and stayed the night in Rudradvip. As his disciples began singing the holy names of the Lord and dancing, Vishnu Swami explained verses from the Shruti and Smriti. Pleased with his discussion about bhakti, Lord Shiva revealed himself to Vishnu Swami. Upon the arrival of Lord Shiva in the midst of the devotees gathered there, Vishnu Swami became startled. He folded his hands in prayer and recited appropriate verses praising Lord Shiva. Shiva told him, all Vaishnavas are dear to me, but your discussion of devotional service has especially pleased me. Therefore, ask any boon and I shall grant it. There is nothing I will not give a true Vaishnava. Vishnu Swami, filled with spiritual love, bowed before Lord Shiva and replied, grant me the benediction that I shall establish a disciplic succession that teaches pure devotional service. In great ecstasy, Lord Shiva, who is also known as Rudra, consented and named the Sampradaya after himself. And so it is that Vishnu Swami's disciplic succession is called the Rudra Sampradaya. Nityananda said, by the mercy of Lord Shiva, Vishnu Swami was able to remain here for some time, aspiring for love of God, and he worshipped Sri Chaitanya. Once the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, by the mercy of Lord Shiva, you have become my devotee. Being very fortunate, you came to Navadip and attained the treasure of bhakti. Now go out and preach the philosophy of Shuddha Advaita. Soon I shall appear on earth. At that time you will take birth as Vallabha Bhatta. You will meet me in Jagannath Puri, and at that time, after going to Vrindavan, you will perfect your disciplic succession.
Is Bhagavad Bhatta in the Rudra Sampradaya?
Yes. Nityananda continued, here Sri Chaitanya and his devotees performed kirtan, describing the Rasa Leela, pastimes of Krishna's dancing with the gopis. The place of the Rasa Leela in Vrindavan is situated here in Navadip. Those who are fortunate can see our Lord eternally resides here on the bank of the Ganges with the gopis. So then Lord Shiva is also the protector of the Dham. So this is our final stop that we're coming, Sri Rudradvip. And this temple, I believe, is now under the Ganga. The Ganga is changing many times.
Completely under?
That's what I understand. So this is last stop of our Sri Navadip Dham Parikrama, the first day.
So nice.
So every year, or for 30 years, I've gone on Sri Navadip Dham Parikrama, and always it's very, very beautiful. And walking with the Bengalis is so nice. They're very, very sweet, and they're very, wonderful with the devotees. They all, they're all, they love to be with the devotees, and they come from far away to join the parikramas. They're very enthusiastic. They go, they get to the mat. Some sleep in the Nath Mandir, some sleep on the by the Tulsi Mandir, some sleep in the ground, some sleep, and some there is residence for some, and but there's thousands and thousands of people who come there, and they all join in, and that's why the devotees like Acharya Maharaj, he's going out always before the festival, and the devotees in Kolkata are going out, and they go out and they bring back principally tons and tons of potatoes, and they collect in memory, and so many different places are bringing back, that. One year we went out and in Kolkata to one merchant, and he gave us like 5,000. Well, he gave 5 tons of split of moong dal. It wasn't split; it was moong dal. But then we sent it to a place, and they made it into split moong dal to a place, and we had so much moong dal. And all the devotees were taking moong dal. They were giving it to the cows. The cows were also being fed moong dal, and so many different things, so many nice preparations with potatoes and everything. It was very nice, the prasad for so many so many people. So this first day is our Navadip Dham Parikrama of Shri Antardvip. Shri Antardvip, and this is Mayapur, and we saw the temple of Shri Bhakti Daita Madhav Maharaj, the temple of Shri Bhakti Sharanga Goswami Maharaj, which is Nandanacharya's meeting place of Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we went on to ISKCON. We saw the samadhi of Sri Lacy Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and then the picture. We usually just go to the samadhi, but we also had these pictures of previous years of the deities of the Panchatattva and Radha Madhav with the so many gopis, very big deities. Then we went to the temple. I'm trying to remember the devotee whose temple we went to. He always joined with us in Parikramas for so many years. I think now he's passed on, and he was. I think his name before was Prafulla Brahmachari, but then he took sannyas and went to his temple. And then we went to Yoga Pit, and there's the temple of, where Mahaprabhu's appearance place, and we saw the neem tree under which Mahaprabhu appeared, and then we went to the place of Srivas Thakur, Srivas Angam, where the eternal kirtans are going on, and to Advaita Bhavan, to the place of Advaita Acharya, and also like that proceeded then to the samadhi of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur there in Mayapur. Saraswati Thakur did most of his preaching in Kolkata, but the devotees brought him back to Mayapur to be in that place, the samadhi there. And also near there, we went to the temple of Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari in the Chaitanya Mat, where those deities are worshipped, and where Srila Govinda Maharaj said those deities are non-different from our deity is here. And then we saw the place of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji there by that main temple of the Sri Chaitanya Mat, and proceeded in this long walk to the place of the Chand Kazi, where Mahaprabhu met with the Chand Kazi. In the Yoga Pit we saw there's the three altars. One is of the center altar is Mahaprabhu with Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya, and then there's the Panchatattva, and then there's the deities of what was the name of the deities? Radha Madhava, and then we went on and came to the place of the Chand Kazi, where he met with Mahaprabhu. This is all happening on the Ekadasi day. So after that, the devotees proceed to the Jagannath Mandir, where Jagannath appeared in the place of Mayapur, and they were worshiping him. And there's a temple now built and restored by ISKCON, Jagannath Mandir. And there it's Ekadasi. Our Ekadasi happened yesterday, right?
Yeah.
But today the devotees are, they went on the first day to, they went to Mayapur. Now, I received some communication from Tyagi She said, now that I believe the order of the said that the order has changed this week because they're staying, some of the devotees are staying at the they're staying at Nishingapali, and other devotees are staying in Mayapur. I wanted to see you. He sent me a message on us. I don't know. Here. Let's see. I'm trying to see, how do I see the messages? He sent me a voice message.
On WhatsApp?
I don't know how he sent it. It said I received a voice message from. Well, that must be on whatchamacallit, on
Skype?
Skype, I think so. So one thing, let me see.
Mañana sí, que otro día. Sí, somos 4 días.
Okay.
El viernes en la fiesta de la otra. Tiene que ir los 2 días. Hasta el viernes. Y después el sábado otra fiesta.
I sent you an answer on WhatsApp. Okay. So let me see. You can look on here, see if you see his message on WhatsApp. It was just a question. We already had the answer anyway, so I explained the order. So now maybe we can have some kirtan. Yeah. What?
Dhanyavad Maharaj. So we just visited the Madhav Maharaj temple, and in Madhav Maharaj's samadhi, there's only the murti of Madhav Maharaj. And the other murti in question is on the main altar next to Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu in the Panchatattva, and is Srila Prabhupada. And I asked one of the pujaris who's handing out Charanamrita, and he said, yes, this is Srila Prabhupada. So it's in a different building on the main altar next to the deities. I hope that clears it up. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know. Dhanyavad.
Okay, so I asked him about that particular murti. Was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Okay, so now we can have kirtan. After we did arti and then we did tulsi worship. Huh?
When they go back, Srila Govinda Maharaj is talking about Madhavendra also.
On the second day. That's on the second day. Yeah, I believe so.
So Maharaj, when you turn off the microphone, I'll fade to the mop logo and stop streaming.
Okay, can you? All right, you'll fade it when I turn this off.
You want to mention that tomorrow will be...
Tomorrow, starting at 7, it's a shorter parikrama. It's of Koladvip. So tomorrow we'll go to the place of first of Bridashiv, and I really like this deity of old Shiv, Bridashiv. You'll see, it's a very unusual, old, during the time of Mahaprabhu, Shiva Lingam, and this Bridashiv, he has eyes and he has lips also. And he's very beautiful. And it has a temple there. And then we'll go to the temple of Prodamaya, which is in the center of Paramatala, where the big banyan tree is. There's a temple inside there. And then we'll go to the place of Vishnu Priya Bhari, where she's worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. During the time of Mahaprabhu, she's worshipping Mahaprabhu. And to the place of Jagannath Das Babaji, his Samadhi Mandir, and where but before that, there's a picnic we'll see. Before they get to Jagannath Mandir, a big picnic where the devotees are breaking Ekadasi. And so we'll see all that tomorrow. It's the second day of Navadip Dham Parikrama, which is Kolardvip. And the third day will be Wednesday. Wednesday we'll go to, on a long walk, we'll go to Sri Surabhikunj, and they have now a beautiful mandir built there. In previous years, that mandir was not there, and then it was under construction, and now last year it was finished. So it's a beautiful temple. We'll see that. Then we'll go to the place of Surabhikunj, and there's pastimes there in the Navadip Dham Mahatmya. Then we'll proceed to the place of the Samadhi of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and then walk to to Harihara Kshetra, and then to a picnic, nice picnic there, and then we'll proceed onwards to no, first before Nishringapalli is the Suvarna Bihar, pastimes of Suvarna Bihar, the King Suvarna Bihar, Suvarna Sen, was very materialistic, and then Narad Muni instructed him, and he got a vision of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he appeared in Mahaprabhu's Leelas, Buddhi Manta. So, and then we go to Nishringapalli. And the fourth day will be our last day of Parikrama, will be on Thursday, and we'll proceed on that day. First we'll go to Samudragar, to the temple of Dvija Baninath of Gorgadadhar, then to the place of Vidyavachaspati, where all the four Vedas took shelter in Vidyanagar, and there's the place of the parents' place of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and we proceed on to there to the place of Janudvip, and then cross to Modrumadvip, and Srimad Modrumadvip, there's the temple of Sri Shanga Murari, and then the final place will be Mamgachi, which is the appearance place of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, his birthplace. So all these places, we did this all in a short time, little more than an hour. This would take 8 or 9 hours walking on the first day. So, Jai, I'll turn off. Now we can have some kirtan. And Jai.